Has Josh Allen proven he's an elite quarterback?
Absolutely. I don't even know why we're really asking this question. Molly, that's not a knock on you. Listen, this is coming, absolutely from Stephen A. because he doesn't like Josh Allen. And I just don't understand it. Look at what this dude has done. He is a physical specimen. This dude is a freak. The last 2 years, he's got the second highest QBR in the NFL, only behind one dude, the bad man Aaron Rodgers. And then Mahomes is right behind him, and then there's a huge drop-off before number 4. This dude is so talented with his arm. Yes, I get it. He's had 3 bad games this year. Every other elite quarterback has had at least 2. All right? You can't find another quarterback that hasn't had a couple bad games this year. Yes, I get it. I understand that. But that's the NFL. You're going to have bad games. I love the way he bounced back last night. I think this team's going to make a run near the end of the year. I think he was playing his most confident last night. Even with a couple interceptions, you could still see the way that he's slinging it, the way that he's running, the way that he ran and gets flipped over and gets hyped for his team. I think this team has responded. I think the community has responded to him. And I don't know who you think you're going to go out there and get. I don't see anybody, in the draft that you would say, hey, I'm going to take above this kid. I don't know who else you're going to find, as a free agent that you would take above him. I think he's one of the top 6, 7 quarterbacks in the NFL. And I think his ceiling is so much higher than almost anybody else's.
Tim Tebow, let me give you my perspective on, because I get where you're coming from, and I don't disagree with you based on what you're saying, particularly when you throw in there, well, who else you going to get? When the question is asked of me in terms of somebody being elite, as a guy that's been in the business for close to 30 years, let me give you some insight on how I and many, many others actually cover a sport, okay? Because if you're smart, you defer to players and what have you, but not totally, because ultimately you have to compare the two. Like, I love when players say it's about team, it's about team, it's about team. If it's college, I'm with you. On the pro level, don't act like we get to ignore the individual expertise, because when you go to the negotiating table, you ain't bringing up your team. You're bringing up yourself. You're talking about what you're worth, what your value is. You're articulating why that is. That's how you get your money. So I say all of that to you to say this. When I look at Josh Allen, I would shock you here. Josh Allen, I happen to like the guy very much. I've happened to have had a couple of very nice conversations with him over the years. When he got into a little controversy coming into the draft, I was on the air the next day supporting the kid, okay? I believe in him, and I believe in his talent. I think his talent is big time. And obviously, you know how I feel about Lamar Jackson. Here's where it gets dicey. When you tell me elite, I'm not thinking about the competition per se. Now I'm thinking about the moments in which you perform that solidifies and cements one's elite stature. And when you are young and you're devoid of that, that's when I'm watching you. He won 2 playoff games last year. He beat Indy. He beat the Baltimore Ravens. Can't ignore that, okay? Lost to Kansas City in the AFC Championship game. No shame in that. But that's your 1 year after you started out a little bit rough the first couple of years. So you put everybody on the map. You sign a 6-year, $258 million contract. And then all of a sudden, when Super Bowl expectations are rained down upon you, you get blown out, okay? You lose a couple of more games, score 6 points against Jacksonville, get blown out by the Indianapolis Colts, and you're losing your division when you were a Super Bowl favorite to a team, albeit coached by Bill Belichick, quarterbacked by a rookie. And so when I look at it from that perspective, what I'm saying is, Josh Allen, you're an elite talent, no question. But guess what? When I call you an elite quarterback, it's because I'm going to be watching what you did in the postseason. And I'm consistent, Tim, because while everybody's always raving about Lamar Jackson, as well they should, because he's a superstar talent, okay? When you talk to me about an elite quarterback, what's the same thing I always say, Molly? I need to see it in the postseason, Lamar. You got 1 victory over the Tennessee Titans last year. I respect that. But I need to see it in the postseason when it counts. Because when you are an elite quarterback, not an elite talent, but when you are an elite quarterback, you lead. And you lead a team to elevated levels. And that's what I'm looking for from Josh Allen. I'm not questioning his talent. I'm not questioning that he was deserving of the money. I'm not questioning his upside. What I'm saying is, when you want to call him an elite quarterback, come see me playoff time. And I'll answer that question for you more thoroughly.
Stephen, I totally get where you're coming from. I was coming from more of the side, if I'm the Buffalo Bills, I have to invest in him. I got to invest in the people around him because I see how high that ceiling can be.
Yeah.
And I know what he can do because he's proven it for 2 years now. I know when he came in, there were some issues. I know when he came in, it wasn't consistent, throwing interceptions. But what he's done for 2 years, second highest QBR, to be able to see that talent, I know I can't just go anywhere else and get it. So I want to invest in that, hoping he can take the next step from AFC Championship to possibly Super Bowl winner.
Well, I would remind Tim Tebow that Tim Tebow religiously teases me about what? You know, he had a few regular season games, but it's that damn 80-yard touchdown connection with him and Demaryius Thomas that he teases me about. Because that was a playoff game.
Yeah.
Okay, it matters. So let's not act like it don't matter. You got to show up then. That's what I'm looking for from a Josh Allen and a Lamar Jackson. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.